Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Stone Zone, the place where I blabber about Dr. Stone. So in this video, I shall be reviewing the second season of Dr. Stone, Stone Wars. Don't ask me why I didn't review the first season, I don't know. Now originally, I was thinking of doing a theory video, but I have not caught up to the manga, so there wasn't enough evidence. I would need a lot of time and research to think about a theory that makes sense, so here is a review of Stone Wars. Enjoy. Also, it's raining outside. Now, anyone who watched the season or read it must agree that it was a fucking masterpiece. I'll be explaining why as we go on, but if you haven't watched Dr. Stone, what are you doing? Go watch it right now, and watch this video if you want a perfect guide to start this wonderful series. So just like in season 1, Dr. Stone never really got hard to watch, and there weren't any roadblocks. And just like in season 1, some of the characters are still really tropey and repetitive. This is an issue in many anime, like for example in Demon Slayer, Black Clover, etc, etc. This is just that basically whenever a new character is introduced, that person's trait just gets very dried until a stressful situation. The biggest example would be Kinro, whose line is, "Rules are rules." There was this one scene of Ginro where Senku is about to make space food. He freezes the foxtail millet ramen. Ginro obviously cries over the fact that they're going to freeze the ramen, to which Kinro responds with, "Yep, that's right, rules are rules." Now, I don't particularly understand this, because Senku freezing ramen isn't really a rule, and Kinro could have instead replied with, "Just listen to Senku and get to work, dumbass," or something along those lines. This happens so many times, and there's a way to show the strictness of Kinro in another manner. It's not such a big deal because there are so many characters with different personalities, but sometimes it gets a bit annoying. Whew, it was hard to think of something wrong with the show. So this season is much more battle-centered. It incorporated science into battle a lot. Unlike in season 1, it was pretty peaceful after Senku comes to Ishigami village. Well, yeah, Hyoga attacked once, but that really doesn't count because it was that. Now the pacing of this anime was really good. Despite being pretty fast-paced, nothing felt rushed, but the fact that it was only 11 episodes made me very sad. There were not as many crazy inventions like in season 1, but many pleasant surprises such as Senku's tank, Chrome's escape from Tsukasa's base, and the quote-unquote death of Tsukasa, which was not so pleasant. Now moving on to another subject, this is something that I touched upon in the last video, but I didn't get too much into it, and that is the antagonist, or should I say antagonists. Tsukasa was a great relief from the normal, "I'm gonna be a dick cause I wanna be a dick" villains. Tsukasa's goal was so much better and unique than them. Hyoga was a really good antagonist as well, and I would say he's a much more concentrated version of Tsukasa. While Tsukasa only wanted youth to take over the world no matter the person's strength, Hyoga wanted only young and strong humans. Now, as much as I like Tsukasa's character, I must disagree with his ideals. While it is true that people of older generations resort to war and fighting, too much youth can be bad as well. There's also no guarantee that the young generation is not gonna fight with each other, so that's why I dislike Tsukasa's ideals. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Tsukasa's ideals and goals in the comments down below. Hyoga's ideals, on the other hand, was much worse than Tsukasa's, because if the world consisted only of strong people, it would be really primitive, and the simple mindset of strength is everything is actually quite unfair. Too much of anything can be bad, and our dear antagonists didn't realize that. I was completely okay with Tsukasa joining Senku because Tsukasa was never really a villain, and the development was made cleanly and beautifully. He just had a different mindset which he considered supreme due to an incident which made him believe so. Normally, I dislike the idea of the antagonist joining the protagonist because it's done in such a crude and lazy manner. Either way, fucking amazing antagonist who gave birth to such an amazing climax. Speaking of climax, it was easily the best part of this season. It was a perfect definition of a climax and had me on the edge of my seat the whole time. It was so tense, and I got that sense of fear that not even Senku's brain can get out of this situation that easily. Chrome's escape from Tsukasa's base was very creative, even in this type of series, and after it, Chrome easily became one of my favorite characters in the show. He has kept improving a lot ever since the start, even though it's unnoticeable, and the escape put his new talents to test. Everything was just pure hype, and waiting 7 days for the next episode was torture. I have no complaints, but to be honest, Dr. Stone would have lost me if not for this banger of an ending. It was filled with exciting moments and some seriously unexpected shit. Season 3 is lurking around the corner, and I can't wait for it to get animated because it looks so good. It just gets better from here on, and this show never ceases to amaze me. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and if you want more Dr. Stone content, please smack the like button as if it's your desk after you lose a Fortnite game. Also, subscribe. I almost forgot to mention that one.